You ever notice how the person who claims they don't care somehow knows exactly what to say to ruin your whole day? Not the loud enemy, not the stranger. I'm talking about someone close enough to study you and cold enough to use what they learn. Because a person who truly hates you will almost always give you two things: something that looks like kindness and something that feels like doubt. And the scary part? Most people accept both and call it friendship. Here's the psychology behind it. 1. They give you help that quietly weakens you. Have you ever been offered help that made you feel smaller? Like they step in too fast, they take over, they fix everything. But afterward, you don't feel supported, you feel dependent. That's not generosity, that's control disguised as care. Psychology calls this a power move. It feeds a hidden need for dominance. Because when someone hates you, they don't always want you to fail loudly. They want you to doubt yourself silently. So they'll give you help that comes with an invisible message: you can't do this without me. And if you accept it long enough, your brain learns a pattern. Learned helplessness. You stop trying, not because you're weak, but because your confidence has been slowly outsourced. And the person who hates you, they don't even have to attack you anymore. You'll do it for them. 2. They give you compliments with poison inside. A person who truly hates you rarely insults you directly. They're smarter than that. They'll compliment you in a way that makes you flinch. Like, "You're actually really good at that. I didn't expect it." Or, "You look nice today. Wow, you finally tried." Or, "You're so confident. I wish I could be that delusional." That's not a compliment. That's a psychological trap. It triggers cognitive dissonance because you want to accept the praise, but your nervous system detects the disrespect. So your mind starts doing what it always does when reality feels confusing. It searches for the problem. And guess who it blames first? You. Maybe I'm too sensitive. Maybe I misunderstood. Maybe that's just their humor. But that's the whole point. Real hate doesn't always show up as anger. Sometimes it shows up as plausible deniability. A little sting, a little smile, and if you react, you look traumatic. 3. They give you attention only when it benefits them. Have you ever noticed how some people appear the moment you're doing well? Not when you're struggling, not when you're lonely, not when you need a real friend, but the second you glow up, they're suddenly so proud of you. Psychology explains this through social comparison theory. When someone hates you, your success becomes a threat because it forces them to face their own insecurity. So they don't just disappear, they hover. They stay close enough to monitor your progress, close enough to measure themselves against you, close enough to jokingly remind you not to get too confident. That's why their attention feels weird. It's not warm, it's not safe. It's surveillance. And their goal is simple: stay close enough to influence your self-image so you never fully outgrow them. 4. They give you advice that keeps you stuck. This one's subtle, and it ruins lives. A person who truly hates you will give you advice that sounds realistic but drains your ambition. Maybe you should wait. Don't take that risk. People like us don't really get those opportunities. Be careful. The world is harsh. And yes, sometimes caution is wisdom, but hate-driven advice has a pattern. It always points you towards fear, towards smaller choices, towards playing safe. Because if you play safe, you stay predictable. And if you stay predictable, you stay manageable. In psychology, this connects to projection. They project their limits onto you. Their fear becomes your common sense. Their insecurity becomes your reality. And the worst part? They'll say it with concern. So you confuse sabotage with love. 5. They give you one more thing: doubt about your own perception. This is the second gift, and it's the most dangerous. Because hate isn't just about hurting you. It's about breaking your internal compass. They'll rewrite moments, deny what they said, act shocked that you feel hurt. You're imagining things. That's not what I meant. You always take everything the wrong way. This is emotional manipulation, and it creates self-distrust. If it happens enough, you stop believing your instincts. You start asking people how to feel. You start rehearsing your words so you don't sound crazy. And when you lose trust in your own perception, you become easy to control. That's why these two gifts always come together. They give you something that looks supportive and something that makes you question yourself. So you stay close, you stay confused, and you stay small. Now here's the most important part. Not everyone who hurts you hates you. Some people are just emotionally immature. Some are insecure. Some are unaware. But a person who truly hates you, you'll notice one pattern. They never feel happy when you win. They only feel calm when you shrink. So if someone's help makes you weaker, if their compliments leave you anxious, if their advice always leads you away from growth, if their presence makes you doubt your own mind, that's not your friend. That's your warning. And the moment you trust that warning, your life gets quieter. Not empty, just peaceful. If this felt painfully familiar, you're not alone, and you're not too sensitive. You're just finally seeing the pattern. Subscribe for more psychology-backed breakdowns like this, and tell me in the comments, what was the first sign you noticed that someone secretly wanted you to lose?